All right, welcome into another edition of Catching Up with Tommy Mack here on 1010XL's podcast platform, 1010XL.com, of course, on the 1010XL app, on the 1010XL YouTube channel and the Jaguar channel, all over social media. You can find it as I come here every Monday and Friday in the 1010XL podcast studios, brought to you by my friends at Team Tommy Mack, a great group of businesses that I promote in this market on shows, out in the street, social media, and, man, love doing it all because they do it right. Got a lot to get into today. I'm sorry I'm late. I normally start at noon on Mondays, but I had a flat. My wife, her car had a flat, her Tahoe. I have this, I was telling Grammage, I've got this machine that can either repair it or just put air in it. Came with my Acura a few years back. Came in really handy, but anyway, had to get it going, and here we are. And hope you all had a great weekend, minus just an embarrassing loss once again by our team, the Jaguars, and losing to my hometown team of the Chicago Bears. So unbelievable. Komet, I told you, Komet's dad and I are buddies from high school, and I told him, I was like, man, they have trouble in coverage. I thought we could have really exploited them a little bit more, but Ingram had a great day, so you can't really complain there. Let's bring in Grammage before we get it all into. I got stats, team stats. I do the play-by-play. It takes me about 3 hours. I like it. I do like it. I speed through, and sometimes I got to rewind a few times just if I want to make a comment or see some things. But anyway, I enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it as well. We'll get into it. Let's say hi to Grammage. Grammage, good morning.
Good morning, sir. I'm going to say something not that controversial.
You can say whatever you want.
I'm glad that this is the best weather week that we've had here in beautiful, gorgeous Jacksonville, Florida in like 6 months, while this team doesn't get to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because they don't deserve it this week.
They didn't deserve anything after the game yesterday. They should have gone straight to their hotel room and ordered room service and never see the light of day till today. That's what I would have made them do, if you can.
Tommy, you were telling me offline before we started about how just infuriated that game was making you and going back through it.
It's so annoying.
Man, I'm worried about myself because I don't get apathetic about the team. I always care. I'm always invested.
Yep.
But what happens with me is, energy can't be created. It's either transferred or stopped, right? Or not stopped. I don't know. I'm botching this, but you know what I'm saying?
I create plenty of energy, but whatever. Maybe I'm taking it from the universe.
Yeah, you're transferring.
There I go.
Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred. That's what it is.
Okay.
Apologies. Sorry. I botched that really bad.
I fell asleep in whatever class that would have been in, so you probably know better than I.
What I do when I feel like whatever season is lost, I begin to transfer that Jaguar energy to I begin to transfer that Jaguar energy to the next season.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm teetering.
Yeah.
I'm teetering.
Well, okay.
I need this team to give me a reason to not do that, and they're not giving it to me.
Well, I'll tell you why they're not giving it to you. I think I figured it out, at least up until this point.
All right.
And I always say this, and most of us know this. It's just for whatever reason we thought we had it with Doug and Trent, but I don't think we do any longer. Remember how I always say, and a lot of people, know as well, that it's not just talent. It's not just talent fitting your scheme. It's your talent fitting your scheme, fitting your philosophy on how you govern the team and the staff. Doug is not a drop the hammer kind of guy where you fear him being mad at you. Like, you don't want him to be mad at you. It's like, it's different. And that's okay if you have those kind of guys in the locker room that say, hey, coach, I got it. It'll never happen again. I make a mistake, never happen again, because I'm a true professional and I know exactly what it takes to get it done out on the field. So something's amiss. And when they're amiss, you don't have success. You don't. I mean, you got to have players that can handle that kind of thing, right? Now, if you got young guys that need a little bit more of a structure of accountability, you got to have that kind of coach. You got to have those kind of guys that can handle that kind of accountability. Not everybody can handle that, right? I mean, look, it's still, whether you go back to when Coughlin was here, when you go back to when Del Rio had success, when you go back, whatever the case may be, you got to have the kind of players that are either self-starters and don't need to be hovered, or you got guys that need to be hovered and really shown how it's done and held accountable. Because let me tell you something. I don't think much accountability is being held, especially on defense. And we're going to get into it. Listen, the Bears, look, coming out party for Caleb Williams, coming out party for Swift. I mean, he had some chunks, so, but man, some of them right up the gut. I saw and heard where Cisco said there's quit. I tell you what, if he's talking about guys jogging, he's damn right he's right, because I've got guys jogging too. Lloyd's one of them. Seen Hamilton jog a couple of times. Not full speed sprinting to the ball. Like, that's your job. We're going to get into it. Listen, and here's the thing, and it's gonna sound personal, but it's not. And I've met Devin Lloyd, and I like Devin Lloyd, and I think he's a really good run-stuffing linebacker. He's very physical. He likes to hit. He's not afraid to hit at all. To me, in that sense, he's got – and I watch him in some run plays. Now, he's not perfect. He's making guys, the blockers miss so he can make the tackle. He's not perfect, like I said. But, man, he's a major liability in coverage. Major. And you can sit here and say, well, it's the coaches, and I say it's the players, and it's probably a combination. But, man, how do you not know man-to-man? I mean, you know who your man is. You cover them. You don't let them go free. You don't freak out because you see all this other stuff. If you're focused on your responsibility, all that other stuff wouldn't dazzle you. It's just, it's because, look, I will say, because we've had this debate, and I'm having it all the time, it seems, with coaches, players. Whose fault is it? Okay, well, because you got to blame somebody, and I agree with that. There's a combination, right? But you sit there and you play calling to me, okay, like offensive play calling yesterday. I didn't have a problem with it. I don't think it was that bad. I don't think it was fantastic. But listen, they catch the rock, and Trevor's putting it on them. You got a different score. I don't know what it may be, but it's better than with 35-16. You got guys that on defense, that are out of position. They're not getting the job done. They're not in coverage the right way. I mean, look, I'm watching Darby with the holding calls, right, towards the fourth quarter, third quarter, whatever that was. And, first of all, after the second one, I would have yanked him. I mean, he's clearly holding him. He is. I mean, he's trying to do it in a, savvy kind of way. He grabbed their hip. All you got to do is stop him for a split second. The ref sees it. The holding call is coming out. And by the way, it seems like he's off coverage and not press. Like, that was his whole thing coming in. So I am looking at Ryan Nielsen. I am. I think he's got to make some changes. But he's got to have the support of the head coach. And the coach has to have the support of the GM and up to the owner. Because you're going to, in my opinion, like I would sit Darby. I'd sit Lloyd. I would. I'd probably play him on first down and second down maybe. But he's not my dime. How he's your dime backer when Foyer's out? Foyer's normally the dime backer, which means you're by yourself. You got to be really good in coverage. I will ask Nielsen this thing. What is this crossing? Did you see that with Lloyd and whoever was? One time it was Savage, one time it was Cisco, and they both had hook zones behind them, but they crossed instead of just dropping into their hook zones. Well, by the time they crossed, Caleb just pitching and catching to number 3. They can't even get to him. Like, are you trying to confuse the kid? Or, like, what is that? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So there are questions, no doubt about that. With Doug, that interview before halftime, or right at halftime, really I was like, wow, man, he just looks like he's had a loss. Like, he's like, he doesn't want to say, and although he did, we got to execute better. I agree with that. I don't know, man. We don't play complimentary football. We shoot ourselves in the foot. That drive, it wasn't just the drop ball by Gabe. It's the false starts. Like, come on, man. Where's your head? Where's your focus? Listen, there's no easy way out. There's no easy way out. I'm telling you right now.
There's no shortcut home.
Exactly. But there's not. You dug the hole. You can fire whoever you want. It's not going to matter because it's still going to be up to the players to do everything they can to make themselves better. I was just on the phone with our good friend, Jimmy Smith. He's on his farm in Mississippi. He's doing great. And I just asked him, I said, listen, I saw yesterday where, the number of drops since 2022 are the highest in the league, 81 or whatever it is. I said, is there something to like a quarterback throws a tough ball to catch? And he said, first of all, Trevor doesn't throw a tough ball. He throws a nice ball to catch. He goes, it's all on the receivers. They lose in focus. They're not practicing extra. They're not working on their hands. They're just not doing the stuff that it takes to be a consistent wide receiver. Now, he did say Quinn Gray threw a monster of a ball, like would hurt his hands when he really put it on him. He said Leftwich had that in him too. And Brunell's being a lefty came in different. It's kind of cool listening to how, the different adjustments. But he's like, it's not that. And I wasn't saying it was. I just wanted to hear from a receiver's perspective. Is there something to it? Like, why all these drops? I mean, how it hits you right in the hands or the face. Okay, the one was it Kirk? Hit him, gets hit. You still got to catch the ball. Now, listen, Trevor wasn't perfect either. There were some throws that he needs to be better on. But yesterday wasn't him. He played well enough for this team to win. Our defense let us down big time. Again. And you know what? I don't know. To me, I would bring more heat. Muma his blitzes aren't effective. I don't know why Ventrell Miller comes off the field. And that's a question I would have for Nielsen. Why isn't Ventrell Miller my Mike linebacker in dime? He can cover better than all of them. Maybe even better than Foye. Then I got to wonder, well, does he know everything? Does he know all the calls? Does he know all the coverages and all that and who he has? Because it doesn't seem like Lloyd does. So that's where, to me, like, coaching then comes in. Like, man, you can't keep going out there with that liability. How do you go out there with that liability? And what do you think teams are going to do when they see number 33? They're going to put somebody on him, and they know he's not going to cover him. He'll either be out of position or, look, the throw to Allen, the back shoulder throw, I mean, I can't – he was kind of right there. He's just got to turn and make a play on the ball, but that's easier said than done. That was a great throw, great catch, nice and high. You know which one I'm talking about? We got beat on the touchdown. But, man, not the first one and not the second one to Kmet. That's his guy. You know what he did? He saw the inside guy coming in, and when you're in zone, you drop the tight end and take that guy. And then someone drops back, but they weren't in zone. I kept going back to that play. I'm like, what's going on? And I'm like, they're in man. And he just lets Kmet go. Like he ran a 7. Now I know what he's thinking. Because in zone, you do jump that under route. And someone's got to take the guy behind you, which was Kmet. But they weren't. They were in man. Anyway, appeared to be, to me, and he's out of position again. Those are liabilities. And no matter how hard you hit, and no matter how tough you are against the run especially, you can't be a liability in the pass game. They're just going to pick at you. And I got another bone with Nielsen. What's with the D tackle coming out? Dropping off in a zone, a hook zone. Rushing with 3? I don't know. You got Caleb, what did you sack him 3 times? I mean, that kid's good. That kid's really good. I made a comment on Twitter that he's better than Trevor. I should have maybe said that. I think yesterday he was better. But after watching the tape, Trevor he performed pretty well. The pick wasn't good. That's the same old song. He doesn't see the whole field. He's just focused on the target. Doesn't see that guy, that could be there. He missed a couple throws he shouldn't hit. Even some of the throws he hits, they could have been placed a little bit better. So this guy can just take the ball and go and not have to stop and cut back. But
to me,
Caleb's good, man. He sees the field. He's calm. And by the way, their O-line wasn't special going into yesterday. It wasn't like they played well the week before, but prior to that, they had been sacked 17 times. And Swift was only getting 3.2 yards a carry coming into this game. They ended up with 5.2, and he had 7 or 6 or something like that. He gashed him a couple times. Anyway, unbelievable. So what I would do is I'm benching some dudes. I am. Because It'll hurt their pride. Now, you got to have the backing of everybody, because what if I go to you, I go to the owner, hey, I got to sit. I know you just gave him money, but he's a liability or whatever. I got to replace him. I know Darby's supposed to be our press guy, but he's not. He's having troubles. I want to bench him. Will you allow me to bench him? I mean, you got to have these conversations, right? Because the GM will be like, well, maybe it ain't him. I don't know. They're not on the same page. I don't think they're on the same page. I don't think the kind of player, I'm not talking about positions and athletics and success. I'm talking about the attitude of the player, the philosophy of the player. They're not the same. They're not the same. I remember with Gus Bradley. He was a great guy, man. Always fun, energetic. Players coach. Players loved him, all this stuff. Well, he didn't have enough veterans to act like that. He didn't. And you got to have veterans that know how to get ready and critique themselves harder than any coach would. And I think that's what's missing. You could change the coach. You could maybe come in and have more of a tough love, accountability type coach, maybe. You may get rid of the GM and bring the coach different kind of players. Players that care. I mean, look, I don't know. Does Eric Armstead just run like that, slow lumbering type? On occasion he's quick, or is he just not giving it his full effort?
I think Eric Armstead is a defensive tackle that they keep putting at defensive end, and he's too slow.
Yeah.
So he's getting exposed in space that he shouldn't be in the first place, so he looks slow. It's not dissimilar from, so on offense, right?
Yep.
Gabe Davis and Evan Ingram, they look similar to me, body type-wise, the way they run.
Yep.
Evan Ingram, because he's a tight end, he looks fast. Gabe Davis, because he's a receiver, he looks slow. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I think Ingram is fast for a tight end.
No, I do too.
Yeah,
I do.
yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. If Evan Ingram played receiver every down,
right,
he wouldn't look fast.
Well, okay. Well, he ran a 4.4, I think, in college, didn't he? I mean,
he's a fast player, but
burner. Okay.
Anyways,
I know what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying. So the main one I remember is that read option. Caleb kept it, and he got out in space.
It wasn't even that great of a fake.
No.
And he still went down to the – I'm like, what are you doing? You're not even looking at him. Like, look at him.
But again, Eric Armstead is not quick and fast. And Josh Allen or Trayvon tackle Caleb for like a gain of one or something on that play.
Especially both of them. Trayvon,
but Eric Armstead is a defensive tackle that you're exposing in space. He's not an end.
Yeah.
And if Tommy, this is what's making me want to look towards next year on this team.
Yeah,
Roy Robertson Harris and Eric Armstead at defensive end.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah. And Roy made a couple plays inside. He did. He's better as a defensive tackle.
They both are.
I agree. Yeah. Hamilton made a couple plays. They were getting towards later in the game. They were getting pushed. They were getting pushed back quite a bit. That's when the gashes started happening. I mean, they were getting killed in the pass. I mean, they've got the receivers. We're going to go through it, and I'm going to get to the play-by-play. It's quite a bit of notes, so I'll get to it. We'll do team stats first, so can we? Want to do that?
Of course.
Let's do the team stats brought to you by Team Tommy Mac. Just please go to TommyMac.net if you would. You'll see this show. You'll see the horse's mouth. We're adding Riding Shotgun. All the sponsors are on there. It's on the homepage. There's only one page right now, so it's a web page. But just please, if you would, hit their logo, and it'll take you right to their website. I tag them all the time on my social media posts, especially on Facebook and Twitter. So when you need them, they're there for you. There's no doubt about it. They were great. Chris Rosero's Bail Bonds, Carpet Man Flooring, Fields Cadillac, J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling, Azar Sausage, Code Ninjas, Family Tradition Specialty Foods, Michael Nickus' State Farm, Newmark Phoenix Realty Group, Freedom Finance, and Salt Air Inn and Suites. What a lineup. I love them all, man. They're absolutely fantastic. All right, let's go with this team stats review. I told you yards per carry. We already know the score, 35-16. Yards per carry, Bears, 5.2. They were averaging like 3.4. I mean, just, that drives me nuts. And then we were at a 3.4. By the way, they were giving up 4.8. Their defense came to play. By the way, Did you notice what their defense did, Grammage, early and often to stop our run game, or at least to try to control it and to cause havoc in the backfield? They blitzed. They blitzed the nickel. They blitzed the safety. I mean, that number 6 was coming off the edge, and nobody was blocking him. One time, Gabe missed a block, couldn't get to him in time. Another time, he had another guy with him, and Anton took the inside guy, which he should. I mean, he was all over the place till he got injured. You got to blitz, man. And this 4, especially when you don't get there with 4. That drives me insane. It's so like, hey, man, you're not getting there with 4. He's beating you with 4. Who cares if he beats you worse? I mean, give yourself a chance. You know what I mean? What's the difference? You're getting killed. And whatever you were playing wasn't working. And a lot of those passes, Caleb Williams had all day long to throw. And then we lose contain, and then, he takes off. He's a good athlete. He's a good player, man. He's good. He made some really nice throws. Anyway, we should have handled that better, without a doubt. All right, yards per attempt, not too far off. We are at 6.7. Trevor was at 68%. I shut it off at Mac Jones. I'm like, what? Whatever. No disrespect to Mac. I didn't mean it like that, but what are we doing? I don't know. Preseason game. Caleb was 7.8 yards per attempt at 79%. Third down, we did pretty well at 7 out of 15. Nice job getting closer to that 50% mark on offense. They were 5 of 11. Kind of the same area, I guess you would say, percentage-wise. Fourth down, we were 2 of 2. They were 1 of 1. Sacks, our defense had 3. They had 4. Both QBs threw a pick. And the turnover ratio was -1 Jags +1 Bears. The Bears. I tell you what's interesting with the Bears, and they talked about it a lot. By the way, Rich Eisen, I really do like you. I mean, saying that Cole Kmet's the long snapper once is cool. And I know the fan. Like, I'm like, what the hell is it? Like, geez, he must really like Cole. Kept saying it over and over and over, but whatever. He is the first player ever, I think, to have 2 tight ends and snap for the extra point in the history of the game. I think they said that yesterday. That's pretty interesting. Pretty cool. Go down in the record books. But nonetheless, look, 35, that's the worst. That's the one that hurt you the most. Points. Couldn't stop him. You just could not stop him. All right, let's go through the play-by-play, if you would. Let's see. Jags got 9 drives, and the Bears had 9 drives total. Of course, those last ones for each side of the game's pretty much wrapped up. All right, Bears kick it off. And, 2 plays in, a D-line shuffle. I'm telling you, I don't like that. Put your starters out there and then have guys spell your guys. Who are your starters? Who are they? I think I know they should be. And then you spell your guys. But after 2 plays, you can't get in any rhythm. Like, that's hard to play ball. I'm sorry. I wouldn't like that.
This hockey rotation thing is not working. I don't like it at all.
I wouldn't like that at all.
And the best players aren't playing enough snaps.
No, I know. I don't know why 44 or 41 are ever off the field.
Ever.
Ever, yeah. You just
Max Crosby plays every play for the Raiders.
Yeah.
That guy never comes out.
Yep.
And if they got to come out for a blow every once, whatever.
That's fine, but you got to go right back in.
For all intents and purposes, there's no reason they should come off the field.
No, especially on big downs. Where are they? And why aren't they out there? They're your best rushers. You got to have them out.
You got important third downs with 91 and 95 at defensive end instead of 41 and 44.
Yep.
That's not a D-line to be taken seriously.
No, you're right. You're right. Well, listen, we started off all right. 2 3-and-outs our defense did. I think they were just trying to figure us out. First drive for the Bears. Not much. Caleb gets pressured. Roy Robertson-Harris gets the sack. Armstead did pressure. So did Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker. 3-and-out. Jags get the first drive. They go on a 11-play drive that results in a field goal, as we all know. I mean, listen, we'll get to it, but let's see. Shotgun pass to Brian Thomas Jr. on an out route, 8 yards, 2nd and 2. Etienne up the middle for no gain. Kirk missed that block. That was when number 6 blitzed. He's got to try to at least get a hand on him, get closer to him, because he just ran in and stopped the run. There was a hole there. Quick out to Davis, first down. 1st and 10, toss to Etienne. Bad block by Gabe. He missed one, too. That was 2 yards. Throw to Ingram. great catch. That was that high one, but he caught it, so we'll call it. We'll count it. T-Law avoids sack, scrambles for 10. 1st and 10 again. Throw to BTJ. Great catch on the hitch route, 10 yards. Remember, it kind of thought it hit the ground, and then he took off, man. That guy, ball in his hands. How about an end around? I don't know. Did they do an end around with him yesterday? Shame. Got to do something. Got to get the ball in his hands. All right, Tank runs left side for 7, up the middle for 2. False start by Little and Strange. This is where the shit just drives you insane as anybody. Fan, player, coach. I mean, you're 3rd and 1, and you got a great drive going, and you get a false start. Now you're 3rd and 6, which was good. A great throw to Kirk over the middle. By the way, great play design. Had 2 crossers this way and Kirk coming that way. Kirk open. Great play design. I'd like to see more of that where the guys are open. You know what I mean? Over the middle, crossing. I think Trevor's very comfortable with those type of throws. False start on Gabe on 1st and goal. Run up the middle with Johnson. Strange, this was a weird play. I don't know if you remember this play. So Strange is running a counter block, like a trap block, okay? And the guy who he's supposed to hit, I think it was 95 or 98, they end up making the tackle. They were unblocked. But he comes out like it's a pass. He goes right by his block. Go watch it. It's really weird. He thought Trevor kept it, I think, maybe, or maybe he thought there was a pass play called. It was weird because he didn't go for his block at all, and it didn't even look like he looked at him. And Trevor, ran the fake after he handed the ball off. Anyway, the guy just went in and made the tackle. It was like, that was kind of weird. He didn't come down on that block. I don't know. Maybe there was some miscommunication there, or Strange forgot what he had to do on that play. 2nd and goal. T-Law bails early. He's pressured, but he throws it away. Good job. 3rd and goal. Pass to Gabe in the end zone. Gabe drops it. Gosh, that been killing us all year. And that's not the QB, man. QB put it right on him. You're the guy. I mean, I'm glad you got 2. The second one was a good catch. I mean, for sure. You had the guy on you. It was a good throw, too. But, man, your job is to catch that rock, especially in the end zone. Especially when he puts it on you. It's not like you're toe tapping, stretching all the way out. It's like right there.
And
it's just insane.
And Gabe is supposed to be the big body, possession, catching traffic type of dude.
Could he be just getting used to catching Trevor's ball?
No, I just think he's not very good.
He was good last year?
He was okay.
In the role they had him for.
He does. Gabe has.
He averaged like 18 yards, 17 yards a catch. I mean, he had a lot of catches.
But he
not
does.
A lot of catches, but a lot of yards per catch.
Gabe, historically in his career with the Bills, he would do what Josh Allen used to do, where Josh would have he'd have a 3-sack game and then he wouldn't do anything for 6 weeks.
Right.
Gabe would do stuff like that. He'd have like a crazy 3-touchdown game, and then you wouldn't hear from him for 5 weeks.
Yep.
And then he'd do it again.
Well, he's got to catch a damn ball. They paid him money to
come
down there and catch the gosh darn ball. And what does
100%.
that take? You made a great call, and I'm going to let you say it because you said it before about Ingram during.
Oh yeah, so I was telling Tommy offline, 2 years ago when the Jaguars signed Evan Ingram in free agency before 2022. Every New York Giants fan was like, thank God he's gone. Get rid of him. He's a bum. Right. Bust of a first-round pick. He's terrible. And the main reason that they were so fed up with him was he had a huge drop problem. Ingram had a really big drop problem. He dropped the ball all the time in New York.
Yep.
I went to every single training camp practice in 2022 that the media was allowed to go to. Every single one that the media was credentialed for, I was at.
Yep.
That guy, before and after every single training camp practice they did, was working on his catching.
Yep.
He was doing the whole thing that a lot of guys do now, where they take the knee and they catch the tennis balls. Yep. One hand, two hands, whatever. Switch one hand, two hand the other way, and then he would do jugs machine as well. Before and after every single I watched Evan Ingram with my own 2 eyes do this.
Yep.
Ever since then, he's gotten paid big money to be a tight end.
Yeah.
He's been one of Trevor's biggest targets.
Yep.
He's found a home here in Jacksonville. He's the unquestioned tight end, one of the better tight ends in football now.
Yep.
And he knock on wood, for the future. He had the bad fumble yesterday. I get it.
Yep.
But he's never had a drop problem since he's been here.
Yeah.
It's not that hard, dude.
No, I know.
This is,
Well, here's the thing. I mean, listen, our guys back in the day, they looked forward to it because they put a little money on it. Like if you dropped it, you put $10 in the coffer or whatever. Like there was some, and they would line up and take turns at the jug, and they get closer and closer, which how close they could get to that thing, and it'd come out flaming hot, maybe 10 yards away catching that thing. I mean, they worked on their hands. You got to soften them up. You got to get it used. I mean, I don't know how much extra work these guys do. I really don't.
Hacker had a thing this offseason, our good friend Ryan the Hacker Green from 1010, because he went to all the training camp practices this year as well. He had a daily picture of Evan Ingram being the first guy on the field.
Yeah, he did.
And
Ingram's a real pro.
And Tommy,
and you need more of those guys.
And something that you always tweet about is, and it's kind of a hot button, I think, for you specifically because of where you kind of come from and your journey as a player. You're always the first person to hold the players more accountable than the coaches per se. And you hold the coaches accountable as well, but I think you're always the first guy to be like, these players got to do their job too.
Yep.
It ain't just the coach's fault every time a player screws up. That's where this matters. And you've said this. These guys, if you're not gonna do that extra work and whatever, okay, but you better catch the damn ball when it comes to you in the end zone on Sundays.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I was saying this last night on the Duval rundown with Mia and Gus. For 10 months, you got to be ultra committed to the craft, to your team, to yourself, trying to get better and better and better. It can be your only focus. And if you don't have that kind of commitment from you got that from Ingram, you got that from other guys. It's not just him, but you need collectively guys that feel the same way. That football means everything to them. They still have their families. They still have God. They still have their faith, whatever. But football is everything, and that, quite frankly, is their job. I know we think of it as like this entertainment, like they're actors almost. You know what I mean? Like it's not a real job. Well, it's not in the real world, I'll tell you that much. It's in a surreal world, but it can end really quickly if you don't do your job, and should. So these guys got to be fully engrossed, man. If you want to dig out, you got to look in the mirror, man, and you got to, Devin, take off the shades when you're getting interviewed after that game you played. You didn't play a good game. I don't know. Maybe that's the new era. They wear shades. I don't know. I wouldn't show my face. I'd be like, I don't want to talk to anybody. Leave me alone. Nonetheless, it's got to be changed. And Doug says it, but again, it's got to be a match. It's got to be a match. I was saying to my wife yesterday on our walk, on our bike ride, I should say, I'm watching this clip. Now, it was a few years ago because Pouncey was the center. And Tomlin's yelling at him. And you can tell it's like November, December because it looks cold and the air's coming out of their, their masks and whatnot. And Pouncey must have gotten into a beef with one of the opponents. And it was during 2 minutes. And Tomlin is yelling at him like, hey, man, hey. And he stops. He goes, are you bigger than the cause? Are you bigger than the cause? And he looks away and he goes, look at me. And he looked back at him. And he said it again. Are you bigger than the cause? No, sir, I'm not. Well, then don't do that stupid like that. Get out of here. Like, you got to have a player that can handle that and thrives in that. Because what does that do? Pouncey goes back. He's like, man, now I'm really ticked off, right? I should have known better. It's my fault, and now I got to go out there and prove it again, right? It's that tough love mentality. But you got to have those kind of players of that kind of mentality. They can't be, I don't know. I mean, it can't be a combination. You got the same kind. Guys that want it. Guys that really care. I mean, listen, we had a lot of guys. We had a lot of fun. We went out a lot. We had a blast. We always worked our ass off, and it mattered. Everything mattered. But I tell you what, Coughlin made it matter, right? Coughlin made Wednesday just as hard as a Sunday. We got graded. On Thursday morning, we watched practice, and we had a grade sheet. Every play we were out there, our coach graded us. I mean, it was that important to be, that good on a Wednesday, and then Thursday, and then Friday. And Friday, like Saturday morning, like, come on, really? We're grading Friday? We're not even full pads, but they would. But that was the what? The standard. So that was expected. So you knew going in, right? I don't know. Doug, to me, and I like Doug, man. I feel bad saying it, but he's not that, he doesn't seem to be that kind of guy that kind of coach. I don't know. Maybe you can't be. Well, I shouldn't say that because other teams do it. How do other teams do it? How? How do they get players to buy in to what they're selling?
Well, I think, Tommy, something that's important to point out here, and it sucks because it feels like we have this conversation every couple of years, but I don't think it's a coincidence that it's the same organizations over and over and over again
that have success,
that seem to have this buy-in and have it figured out. And then the flip side is also true.
Well, you got to have the right people. All right, so let's look and keep your panties, just relax for a minute. But look at Houston. Before DeMeco Ryans, well, they were pretty good with Watson, I should say. They were pretty good with Watson. But DeMeco Ryans came in, and because he was after Bill O'Brien. They were kind of shambles. Remember, Bill O'Brien
100%.
was a big problem. Nick Cesario, I think they were having issues with, or that was rumored to be. I don't know if that was true. And then what? DeMeco Ryans came in. You get your quarterback. You get the right kind of players. And you look at DeMeco Ryans, he must get upset at times, but his demeanor's pretty calm, cool, and collected. But he got the players that can handle that. That's good with them. We're okay with that. Because I'm a self-starter. I don't know. I think we get a little carried away. Now, play calling's different. Who sits and who starts is different. You know what I mean? But as far as if it's the players or the coaches, players got to execute.
Well, you said
Gotta
something.
execute.
You said something earlier in this show that I wanted to bring up in that whole coaches versus players, who's it on talk. You said, what am I doing soon? I'm benching some guys.
Yep.
That's where this comes in. Because I think
you have to do something.
I think so too. And I think in the micro, okay, Devin Lloyd doesn't know what the coverage is. That's Devin Lloyd's fault, right? That isn't Nielsen. That's on Lloyd to know what the hell he's doing when he's out there.
Yep.
But in the macro perspective, Darby can't stop holding. Lloyd doesn't know the coverage. Armstead's exposed in space. When they add up to a bigger picture of the defense not getting results because of all these other things, now you have to look at the defensive coordinator and say, what structural changes is he now going to be willing to make to give this a shot to fix this? Because what he's currently doing is not working. Yep. And if he continues to beat his head against a wall and put a square peg into a round hole, and this goes for the offense as well with certain things, then that is on the coaches eventually, because it's the player's fault for what they're specifically screwing up to continue to allow them to do it. Now it's the coach.
Okay, so let's dig a little deeper on that, because you're right, and I agree with that. But now that coach has to go to the general manager and say, I know he was a big free agent signing. I know you're paying him $18 million, but I got to sit him. And by the way, he's never playing end again. And Balky's going to go, no, he's my guy. I told him he could come here. Trust me, this is what happens. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It just messes everything up.
It's the politics of it.
The politics of it. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to make change, like even Darby, what if Balky says no, right? He's got, now granted, Doug says he's got the 48 on game day, but in between, I don't know what that means, during the week. You can't sit people that you're paying big money to, especially fresh money. It's tough. That's part of the political game, man. Right or wrong, that's part of the deal. Unfortunately. All right, next drive for the Bears. We're up 3-0. Sorry to go off on that 10. A 3-and-out. Another 3-and-out. Quick throw. Oh, Komet, yeah. Misdirection. Lloyd late to recognize. Yeah, but Komet came out late. That was a tough one. Quick throw to DJ Moore. Tackle for loss by Lloyd. Listen, against the run and in front of him, Lloyd will make plays. There's no doubt. But him in coverage, it's just wait till we get to it. Let's see. Jags and dime. Yeah, Lloyd's a dime backer. Cisco and Lloyd cross in hook zones. It's an incomplete pass. There was some pressure. Oh, Roy Robertson Harris slipped, or he would have had a nice hit. Anyway, 3-and-out. Good job. 2 3-and-outs. You're up 3-0. Not bad to start it off. What the heck happened? We're going to find out. Jags' second drive. Run off left tackle. Loss of 2. Pass to Ingram. Nice route, throw, catch, and yak. ETN on first and 10. Runs off right tackle, 1 yard. 2nd and 9. 53 on a blitz. Oh, this is where they're off. Remember I told you about the hot route. Okay? 53's blitzing. Kirk does cut his route short, but not short enough. You watch after Trev.
I remember seeing this,
After Trev gets out, scrambles. I think he got 10 yards. Or no, he didn't. He didn't. He got a couple yards. It wasn't a sack. But he literally looked up to Kirk and hit his hand on the turf. Like, you got to turn around. I was looking right at you, but I couldn't throw it to you, and the guy's jumping in my face. So those are things like, you're the hot read. You see him blitzing. He's right there. He's right in front of you. Turn and give your quarterback a chance to get rid of the football. And you might only get 3-4 yards. Guy was coming on him, but, you at least don't get your quarterback hit and have a positive drive. Dump off to Ingram on 3rd 11, end of first quarter. Quick. I mean, we had big drives, ate up a lot of clock in that first quarter. Let's see. Start of second quarter, we punt. Then the Bears' third drive. Swift, cutback run, no one backside. 91-90, think it's a pass, and Miller's late to recognize. Just not good football. Not good football. Caleb, all day long, defensive holding on Savage. He grabbed him. Listen, they're going to call it. And once they call it once, they're going to call it all game. They just are. You got to just know that. Draw to Swift. Miller's on the, he gets 3. Hamilton gets shoved back 5 yards. He got tossed that time. Caleb on a keeper. 91 looks like he's jogging. Doesn't recognize. That's the one we're talking about. Doesn't recognize him coming out quick enough. 1st and 10. Swift left tackle for 7. All the D-line was blocked. Miller and Cisco with the hit. 2nd and 4. That was 6, I guess. Trap up middle. No gain. Roy Robinson, Harrison, Cisco. 3rd and 6. Screen to 23. Lloyd late recognition. And then pop by Jenkins. Jenkins drilled him right in the face. Jenkins got 2 guys on that one. 15 yards. And that was their first 3rd down conversion, the Bears. 3rd drive in the second quarter. It was 3rd drive overall, but in the second quarter. And then 1st and 10. Okay, this is the first Komet touchdown. So I did rewind it a couple times. They're definitely in man. The guy goes in motion. The guy trails him, follows him. Lloyd has number 3. Number 3 is the tight end. We know what they did. They threw, let me check that. Time out. He ends up being number 3 because the back, Swift, went out to his left on a screen, fake screen. Whoever was over on the other fake screen, tight end right down the middle. Okay, so I'm in man, and I do have to know that I'm going to, I might have to switch and in out, right? If the back goes into the flat or whatever and the tight end comes up, we might do an in and out, but I know I have man, and my man's number 85. Who should I be looking at? 85. Well, I'm not staring at him, but like looking at him. Like, that's my guy. I know that's my guy. It's not, listen, it's not, this isn't like, calculus. This is 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 on one side. All you got to do is count. They do switch on shift, on motion. You got to recount sometimes, but it's not that difficult. So you're in man. I have number 3. Number 3 is number 85. It doesn't change. Why do I take my eyes off 85? If I have him in man-to-man. Do I not know how to play man-to-man yet? And by the way, when things go well on a play, offense or defensively, is it the players or the coaches? I do find like it's only the bad plays that it's the coach's fault. You know what I mean? Anyway. So that was a big mistake and a big touchdown. Cisco got run over. Should be 7-7, but it's not. It's 7-3. And momentum starts to turn a bit. But that's a missed assignment. That's blown coverage. That's not anything else. They razzled and dazzled him, trust me. He's like, whoa, screen. And he flies over there like he didn't even like look at where the ball was. It was really, I don't know. You got to be focused. Know who your man is, and then stick to him. Anyway, that was bad. 7-3, Bears. All right, third drive. Bigsby had a nice kick return of 41 yards. Dump off to Etienne over the middle. Incomplete. Oh, that was the fumble. He didn't see the field after that. He got a hamstring injury. Maybe on the hit. He did get hit, but you got to catch him, man. Quick out to Johnson, 2 yards. Let's see. That's when he scrambles. Dun, dun, dun. Anton got beat. Yeah, that's where he kind of. So it's 3rd and 8. He audibles. It was a 3 and out. He is pressured. He scrambles like he does to his left. It looked like the middle of the field might have been open for him to go. Maybe not long, but definitely better. He did get 6 yards. I know the announcers thought he left early. It was borderline, but, he saw the one guy coming in. He did beat Anton on that one, so that probably got him to, move. He loves going to his left. And that cross-body throw, we'll get to that. That was insane, man. Insane throw. All right, Bears 4th down. Now they're 4th drive. They're up tempo. Caleb's got a keeper. Lloyd takes on Kmet's track block and knocks him good on that trap block, but he loses contain. That's where Miller got him by the ankles. Swift left tackle for a yard. Hamilton and Lloyd on the tackle. 3rd and 5, time to throw. Dumps to 23, 1st down. More of a great catch. That was that high looper to the side. Toss to 23, right tackle. 4 yards. Hamilton, Cisco, Miller. 2nd and 6, 3-man rush. Nose tackle drops in the hook zone. Bad coverage by Miller. That was his man, Odunze, with the 50-yard 15-yard catch. Miller, he got beat on that one. He's got to know that that's his man. I wonder if that's an issue. I don't know. It wasn't, well, it was a good throw and catch. But he's got to know that he's coming behind him. He's just got to know where he's got to fit. Quick throw to DJ Moore. There was no rush. 9 yards. Muma and Brown. Trap up middle. 23. Armstead on a tackle for no gain. Play action. Deep throw to DJ Moore. Intercepted by Cisco. I thought Cisco set him up nice. Going this way and then flipped his hips. I mean, he had him. He just underthrew him. Threw it too late, but didn't seem to bother the kid too much. Jags 4th drive. 3 and out. Not much. It was a blitz, so he dumped it off to Ingram. Bigsby, 2 yards. Tank, 4 yards. Bears blitz, dump off to Ingram on 3rd and 3. 4th and 2. Punt. After the second quarter at 3:08. Jags had 99 yards in the first quarter, 14 in the second at this time. And the Bears had 7 yards in the first quarter, 131 in the second quarter at this time. They added more on it. Bears 5th drive. Draw to Swift for no gain. Lloyd and Cisco. Swift left end, 10 yards. No one there. 1st and 10. Man-to-man all day long. 4-man rush. Josh Hines-Allen looks tired because Caleb scrambles for 24. Remember, that was a long play. But Caleb's showing his athleticism. He's not very big either. He's pretty thick, though. Yeah. He wanted that touchdown on that one run. He got hit pretty good, but he wanted that bad. You could tell. Chicago fans going to love that. 1st and 10, play action pass, 2-minute drill. Pass to Odunze. Muma blitzes, not effective. And Darby's on coverage. I think it was off coverage again. You brought him here to play press. I don't know why we don't play press. 4-man rush all day. Pass to Kmet. Hit all day long. 5 yards. He got to scan the field. They were talking about that. When you have time, it's easy to scan the field. No doubt. But he's got a good calmness about him, that kid. I do like the way he plays the game. 2nd and 5, all day, late pressure. Jenkins bullies that's when he got the 2 guys. Man, he popped Assezi. Holy cow. Assezi, turned to, chase and kapow. And went down he's a big man going down like that. That Jenkins, he's a nasty dude. Quick throw to Keenan Allen, pitch and catch. Darby on coverage. 1st and 10, no rush. Dump off to Swift, 3 yards. 2nd and 7. Sack. That was good. Not a sack. He was flushed by Josh Hines-Allen. That's when Armstead's crawling. He fell down and tried to crawl to him. That didn't look good, man. That didn't look good. That's the one he went to the 3-yard line. He wanted to score on that one. Caleb did. And then throw to Kmet for the touchdown. wide open, 7 route, tight end up, 45-degree angle. It's man-to-man again. Go watch it. Lloyd comes off. He comes off Kmet because he sees the underneath route. In man, you don't do that. Don't do that. There was no switch call. There's none of that. He's got to have his guy. So just another, like, this is a liability. And every team's going to come after him. I'm telling you right now. I would. All right, 14-3. Yeah, Darby and Savage got rubbed underneath, down below. Kmet just 7 route. He came off him. Shouldn't have come off him. Halftime is 14-3. Bears are, they had a big second quarter. All right, third quarter, Jags' 5th drive. Yeah, Doug's halftime interview. I don't know, man. He just seemed like he was so frustrated. I don't blame him. I'm sure they all were. Nice return by Tank again. 1st and 10, Bears blitz. Great pickup. ETN included. He's been having trouble, but he stood in there. Pass to Ingram. Ingram fumbles trying to make a play. Now, listen, this is where you talk about, like, identity/culture. The Bears must practice punching the ball out a lot. I would think they do. I think they said they do. Guess what? It shows. It shows. They look for that ball, and maybe not when you're trying to make a head-on tackle, but, hey, if you're the second guy in or you got an angle, make sure you go for that ball. And that's all he did. Ingram didn't see him. He's trying to make a play. The ball wasn't way out. It was still here, but it was a great punch out, and they recover. So you guys get the ball back. The Bears do. 6th drive. Caleb all day. Late dump to Swift. 2nd and 10. Swift up the middle. Trayvon and Lloyd. 3rd and 8. Caleb pitch and catch to Keenan Allen. Again, they're doing the switch hook zone. I don't know why they're doing that. It takes too long to get to your responsibility. Just drop in your hook, read the quarterback's eyes, see who's coming, and go to him. You're not screwing anybody up with this crossing stuff. Makes no sense. Play action screen to Swift for 20. Miller and Muma both miss. They don't recognize it right away. Neither does Roy Robinson-Harris. Throw to DJ Moore all day long. 2nd and goal. Caleb pressured, throws it away. 3rd and goal. Throw to Keenan Allen. Penalty, illegal shift by the Bears. 3rd and goal. Throw to Keenan Allen against Lloyd. Back shoulder. It was a great throw and catch. But again, they set it up where they put the target on Lloyd. They know he's going to be he's going to be a liability. And that's a hard one. That wasn't my forte. I'm not sitting here saying like I'm some kind of expert. But he's got to know that at some point you got to turn. It's hard to, like you're back to the QB, try to block the ball. You got to turn into your guy. Man, I could coach it. I probably couldn't do it that well. But that's the idea. Like he was kind of there, and you just got to turn and look. But a great throw and a great catch. Bears 21-3. Jags 6th drive. This was good. We go right back. This is where we answer, and this is where it gets really aggravating because we answer with a great drive. I'm just going to get right to the touchdown. I want to make sure I give everybody their due. Hey, the throw to BTJ, where he half rolled and missed him, 53, blocked it by not looking back. Well, I guess you can do that, but it was underthrown. I think you got to throw it in the hole. There's a hole there. You got to throw it sooner and more on a rope because that looked like it was covered too. Where there's always a hole between the guy carrying and the safety. Yeah, everything was fine. Oh, no, he got lucky. 2nd and 2. Throw to Strange. Seam route in the end zone. Ball is inside. Great play by 31. Got to be careful with that one, Trev. But you come back on the 1st and 20, scramble to your left, through a rope. That was probably your best throw of the day, in my opinion. Maybe not, but that was a good one. Cross the body. Beautiful. All right, so good. It's 21-10, 3rd quarter. We're not out of it yet. Now, granted, we are because we can't stop shit, but nonetheless, here we go. Bears then answer. They answer. And it's pretty aggravating with the amount of penalties on this drive. 1st and 10, Swift right tackle, cuts it back 8 yards. Lloyd, 90 and 91, push downfield. Miller overruns it. He did. You got to come inside out. You can't. Those backs are just going to cut it back every time. Quick throw to Mercedes Lewis, 19 years. Mercedes, you're the man. Good for you. 1st and 10, play action pass. Sack. Great sack. Josh Hines-Allen with the pressure says he cleans it up. Quick throw to Swift. Gets 6. Good hustle by Hines-Allen. 3rd and 8. Sack by Trayvon. By the way, Trayvon's growing up right before our eyes. You know why? Because he didn't slam him to the ground. He thought about it. He did. He was like, just better lay back, right? That was a great, but what happens? Defensive holding by Darby. Killer. Gosh. I mean, that's get off the field sack. Right there. You're off the field. Your offense just got done with a nice drive, pounding their way back, figuring it out, and you don't help them out. Granted, he was off coverage. I don't know why he's off. You say he's press. So press him or get him out of there. Maybe get these young guys in there. Maybe throw Prince out there. See what he can do. Something's got to be done. 1st and 10. Toss right side. Swift for 18 yards. Trayvon, Hamilton, Muma, all pushed downfield. That's embarrassing. I'd hide under my desk watching that damn play. 1st and 10. Audible. Muma blitzes. Mason Smith gets him, and then Muma late. That was a pretty good play. Screen to Swift. D-hand pressures Caleb. 3rd and 10. Throw to 23, Johnson. Cisco makes tackle. Get off the field kind of tackle. Guess what? Another defensive holding penalty on Darby. Okay. Now, my emotions would have gotten the best of me if I was the coach out there. They would have, because I would have yanked him from the field. I wouldn't have given 2 shits about his age, how many years he's been in, what we're paying him, nothing. That is unacceptable. 2 times you're supposed to get off the field, and you can't move your feet. You got to hold. I get it. Nobody wants to get beat. I get that. You try to hold. You try to tug. You try to do it where they don't see you. Well, guess what? You didn't do it good enough because they saw you more than once. That killer, that is hard to win. That is hard to win when you don't help your offense out. And haven't we been seeing this as of late? Offense playing pretty good or at least decent enough to win. Defense playing like crap. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, where am I at? Play action pad was good. Quick throw to Swift. Oh, the sack. Okay, then I'm down here. There we go. Sorry about that. All right, 1st and 10 after that. Swift up the run, right up the middle, 19 yards. Lloyd ducks outside. Muma can't get off his block, just right up the gut. Oh, dagger. I mean, just right underneath the rib where you can barely breathe. 1st and goal. Swift right tackle. Breaks the tackle from Cisco. End of 3rd quarter. 1st and goal. Oh, there was a penalty. There was a penalty there, I think. Anyway, 1st and goal again. End of 3rd quarter. Now it's 4th quarter. That's the fade to Keenan Allen. That was a phenomenal throw and catch. And a good call. It was a typical fade route where do you got to put it? On a fade. It's either back shoulder, but that's kind of a fade. But a true fade, you put it high and outside. Here's the end line. I'm sweating like a pig. I'm trying not to show you. Here's the end line, the sideline. And here's I'm in the goal line. I'm in the end zone. And my guy's on this side of me. I put it right here. And that's exactly where he put it. Great throw and catch. Dude, that was a thing of beauty. You may not like me saying that about the opposing team's quarterback, but I don't really give a crap. That was a thing of beauty. And listen, he puts it. He was placing it nice yesterday. That's for sure. Hey, by the way, Rich, I love you, man. But how many times are you going to tell me that Komet's the long snapper? We know. We heard you the first time, and even the second time. All right, kick return. Bigsby fumbled. We recover. Thank the Lord for the nighttime. Not that it really matters. That's when Trevor throws the pick. After a sack, 91 beats Ezra and Morse. First Ezra, then Morse. Chris Williams, good rush. Had a quick throw to Ingram on 1st down. Plenty of time on 3rd and 13. Over the middle, doesn't see him. Looking for Kirk. Kirk's open. He doesn't see the either nickel or safety just sitting there waiting for him to make a move. I call it tunnel vision. You can't, you just got to see it. And that's one, I don't know, we talk about that every year. Only there's at least one or two games where that happens, maybe, where he just doesn't see that backside guy. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know, but that was bad. This is the stuff that just kills you, right? I mean, you had something going. And then you don't stop. You kill yourself with these penalties. I mean, it's got to drive the players crazy. It drives the coach crazy. Like, you're sitting there going, what do I have to do to get you to not hold on defense? What do I got to get you to do to not have 12 men out there? To not, I mean, just, I tell you, man, they better get their hearts checked, because I would need my heart checked a lot. I would. I'd be, they know I'd love them. They know I'd love them and kill for them. I'd kill for all of them. But they know this would kill me. I'd be so upset. Just not playing good football. All right, Bears 8th drive. Caleb escapes pressure, rolls right, throws to a wide-open Kmet. Lloyd's out of position again. He chased a crosser with whatever DB was with him. I'm like, you've got Kmet. Now, Kmet blocked, right? So he stayed in, and then it was a late release. So maybe you take your eye off him, but you're not sprinting to the other side of the field, trying to cover another guy's guy. That was 1st and 10. Go check it out, 4th quarter. Then he jogs to the play. Yeah. There's some loafing by Devin Lloyd. You got to – loafing means what Cisco's talking about. That's what he's talking about. Giving up on plays. That's loafing. We used to get hammered for that, practice or game. Cannot happen. Hand off to DJ Moore out of backfield, 2nd and goal. Swift up the middle for the touchdown, 35-10. Our 8th drive, another long drive. We get it to 16. Throw to Gabe. That was good. 4th and goal. It was a good throw and catch. It was. That's where we missed. Yeah, BTJ, got to catch that ball. I mean, I think on this drive there were 3 touchdown throws. You can't count them all, but at least one of them, would have helped. But nonetheless, you were down. I mean, even to try to come back, the onside kick unsuccessful. 6:50 to go. They get the first down on a quick slant to Keenan Allen. That's when he gained a lot of confidence yesterday, that Caleb kid. Run to left. They miss a field goal. It's over by then. And then we throw in, Mac Jones, which just conceded, I guess. So, I don't know. I listen, I don't know. I just know that when we were crappy our first year, we feared for our jobs. I know I did. I feared that I was going to get cut. I feared that I wasn't going to be asked back to, if I didn't play well or give my all or try my best and all that good stuff, that I wouldn't be asked back to try out again. I mean, that's that was that, then. And then 96, we're 2-6, 3-6. You've really got to look in the mirror, man. Every player, every coach. And I do think, look, it's a shot in the pride when you have to tell your family and loved ones and friends that you lost your starting position. And hopefully, if you do that, if you have the balls to do it, and it takes balls because you're going to sit guys that you're paying, or at least not play them as much. If they don't bounce back and want it even more, then you got the wrong guy. And I think back to my original opener about what's missing here in Jacksonville, I think it's just that. I don't think the way that Doug coaches is the kind of player that Trent's bringing in. I'm not across the board. It's not a blanket statement, but not enough guys. Not enough guys. Because why? Because I see the same stuff over and over and over. And you may sit there, well, that's coaching. And you know what? When you're in high school and maybe grammar school, I agree with you. But when you're in the NFL, it's your job to know everything. Every play, every snap, every coverage, every shift, every motion, every blitz. Dom Capers had 75 blitzes. 75 that all had checks to them. How many do you think we had to know? Yes? 75. And then all of them. Exactly. I hope they can turn it around, man, because I tell you what, it's a drag when they don't win. It really is. You know, it gives you plenty of content. Don't get me wrong, but it's not fun. I want them to win. So much better when they win. So hopefully they can figure this out. New England, new quarterback who did okay last week. I didn't watch the game. Saw his stat line. Looked like he did okay. But he's a rookie. You know, they're not a very good team. And Houston kicked the crap out of them. So can we at least show some life, something that we can beat New England too? And I don't care about how many points. That's for college football, not the NFL. Just beat them. And then hopefully you can just, I don't know, get on a run. Because that's what it's going to take. Going to take a little more confidence, a little more work, a little more preparation, a little more sacrifice. But you're going to have to do it if you want to turn this thing around. All right, tonight I'm with Dan Hicken out at Strings in Springfield. I'll try to keep the sweating down. Jeez, it is hot in here. Can we get a fan? There's no air in this mofo at all. Nonetheless, I'll be at Strings tonight, and it's going to be fun. And say hello. It'd be nice to say hello to people. No doubt about that. All right, that's going to do it for me. Congrats to the Bears. I know a lot of Bear fans watch this show, being from Chicago. Be interesting to see what they can do. Are they for real? I don't know yet. I don't think I'm using our Jaguars as any kind of litmus test for them by any stretch of the imagination. Until next time, we'll be back on Friday, noontime, right after Jaguars Today, with Mike Dempsey, Fat Tony, and Pockets. Y'all stay safe and be cool out there. We'll see you next time right here, catching up with Tommy Mack. Peace.